Hey everyone, this is ASMR tea. I don't have tea with me today, but I do have just a quick update on the knitting projects that I've been working on. It's been a while now since you've seen the shift cowl that I was working on, but I did get that completed. And for my first time doing it, and it being my first time working on a knitting project in a while, I'm happy with how it came out. And I enjoyed working on it enough that I decided that I was going to start in on a second one, but I picked more Christmassy colors. So this is my currently in progress shift, and I'm already right there. I haven't woven in any ends yet or anything, but I am on the latter half of it. I've started the decreases, and I'm using three colors of Madeline Tosh yarn that was in my stash, and I sort of knew this was going to happen going into it, but I went ahead and did it anyway. But I'm now playing yarn chicken because I don't have a whole lot left. This color, the speckled white, what color is it? It's a birch gray. I do have another skein of this, so I do have plenty of this left. But these two colors, I think this was the last that I had of each one, so I'll either have to find another kind of similar color in my stash to work in, or maybe I just do it just with this. We'll see when I get to that point. That's what I've been working on so far on this, and again, it's been a little bit. I got caught up in doing other things, and so I haven't worked on this as much recently. And I do want to finish this, and then after I finish this, the sound of the metal needles that I'm using this time on the table. So yeah, after this, I don't know whether I want to do another knitting project, because I know there's the shawl version of the night shift, it is, or whether I do something, crochet. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I've done a number of blankets over the years that are like stripes or ripples when I crochet. I do like crocheting for blankets, but doing those colored stripes, and you have all the ends and stuff to deal with, probably the kind of the easiest and maybe most fun for me just to go with are the blankets that I've done where it's just using a single color of yarn, where the yarn itself has some variation to the colors, and and so you don't have to worry about too many ends. You just go through the whole ball or skein of yarn and do that. In fact, a number of the blankets and stuff I have given away to people, but I do have one here. Let me see if I can grab it. Okay. This blanket is very large. So I'll just get a section of it in here. But this was, I don't remember the exact yarn, maybe it was like a James C. Brett or something, and all this color variation was just within the yarn itself. I just bought a bunch of balls of the yarn and just crocheted it and let it do its thing. And I don't remember the exact size on this. I just knew I wanted a really large blanket that I could use to wrap myself, completely up in, and not have it be a small throw where I was going to have, part of me sticking out and not being warm. So I made this blanket. So this is the one blanket that I have made and kept for myself. But I'd kind of like to do another one, but I don't know that that's going to happen right now because I really don't want to buy more yarn. I'm trying to just use what I have in my stash, and I do have quite a bit of acrylic that I had gotten for making those striped blankets that I had done before. So if I want to crochet a blanket, maybe that's the route that I have to go, just to use up what I have on hand. I don't know, we'll see, but doing another blanket of this type where I'm letting the yarn itself do all the work for me as far as color, that's something that sounds appealing to me, because then it really makes it pretty mindless as far as, working on a project while like watching TV or a show or something like that. Because a lot of the stuff I've been doing, like the diamond painting, I've been re-watching shows or just listening to something that doesn't require me looking at the TV, because I don't want to watch a brand new show and miss a lot by having my eyes on something else. But something like this that requires a little less of my attention sounds appealing. So I don't know how far in the future another blanket like this will be, but we'll see. And I mean, I've just got a bunch of yarn in my stash, and like I've mentioned before, I've been saving it for, that special project. But what is that special project? What is it to be used for? I need to go and look again in my stash, find stuff like that rainbow yarn that I know is here somewhere, and find it and just use it for something, and work down what I have. Because the problem is, if I start, part of the issue is when you start looking at patterns and ways to use the yarn that you have, you start to come across new things and new yarn. You're like, oh, but that would be great, to do that instead. And then you start looking at other yarn, and I just really, as much as I would like to buy new yarn, I'm not going to be doing that right now. So, we'll see. I guess, and even if I don't do a whole blanket, I mean, I've made so many scarves and things like that. I could do, a scarf or whatever. But I do know that crocheting, eats up so much more in the way of yardage than knitting does. But I don't know. I mean, I learned to crochet first, in the crocheting and knitting. I am by no means an expert in either one, but I just taught myself how to do it by looking up, instructions on YouTube and online, and just going from there. So I don't know why I started with crochet. I think it was because, using one hook seemed less intimidating at the time than figuring out how to do stuff with 2 needles. And in addition, it's been some time. I've done knitting more recently than I have crochet, but I feel more confident in crochet than I do knitting, usually because I don't feel like, dropping a stitch and, losing your work and all that. I guess I'm just more confident when it comes to crochet and fixing things in crochet. I am getting better about knitting. There were, I can certainly tell there are a lot less mistakes so far in this cowl than in this one. And, there have been a mistake here and there where I'm like, okay, I know how to fix that, but that certainly isn't the case for everything. But, it's all a learning process. But, I don't know, I think after doing the knitting and then this other, both these cowls, once I get them finished, I kind of want to do crochet next. But there's still tapestry that I have to get back to doing again. Spinning. Got lots of wool fiber to spin for that, and I've got hand spun that I made earlier this year while staying home that I haven't used yet, although that I had mostly intended for weaving, but we'll see. I've been using this blanket, but this is kind of the first time in a while I've really kind of looked at it, and I remember enjoying making it because I didn't have any deadline, because it was for me, and it was for me, so it was just sort of a less stressful project to deal with, because no deadlines, no making sure it had to be perfect for anyone else because I was the one using it. Yeah. So we'll see. And then of course I've got to finish this up, and we'll see how things go with that, and what the outcome of my yarn chicken is, and how or what I have to substitute to get this finished up. I just sort of decided to go with what I had, even though I was just using, kind of remnants of skeins, and knowing that I was probably going to run out, just because I'm like, I need to start using up some of this, so let's just dive in and see what happens. If I run out, I run out. So we will see. Like I said, on the downward slope of working on this, so I'll have to get back to this soon. Like I said, it got set aside when I was working on all the Halloween October videos, but I will have to get back to this again. Yeah, oh, right there I can see where I made some mistakes, but hey, it didn't jump out at me right away, so that's fine. I've tried to let go with some of the perfectionism and just get things done. But I think that is all for this video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.